Hey, been a while since I've touched this channel. Been a while in general, but I was watching a couple of the videos I put up on here when I was younger the other day, and it made me want to come back to it. And yeah, I look a lot different now, obviously. I got glasses, I have a fuller beard, my hair is longer. I look way different to the guy I saw in those videos from 3+ years ago. Granted, I just got the glasses yesterday, but still, you know, things have changed quite a bit for everyone, but they've definitely changed for me. For 2 of those 3 years in between, I went away to college, and I graduated college even. I got the thing to prove it. And, you know, this room is much different as you can tell. I'm supposed to care about this thing, right? It's supposed to be like a big achievement, and now that it's done, it's just kind of a decoration in this room. The room, as you can tell, is quite a bit different. I filmed here before, years ago. Only a few times, but still, it is way different. And I think it's kind of a representation of what's happened over the past few years. And I wanted to come back to the channel, and I want to do this consistently again. But mostly I wanted to talk about how different things feel, or how different things are. And honestly, we can start with the room, because I think it is a great place to start. Let's go. I'm back, baby. Shit! Oh, fuck! I should play the fucking intro I made when I was 15. I got this tripod now. It's all professional. You know, I finally have something I can film with that isn't me propping my phone up against the back of a table or the back of a book. But anyway, yeah, this is what the room's looking like now. That's that same belt hanging right there that I had the presidential seal on and made all those videos with. I got this Dodgers sun hat for Christmas. Got a whiteboard that I got right when I started making this room. I haven't used it too much except for, one of you wrote that on there, and I wonder what that word was supposed to be. Guess we'll never know. That poster, that disappointed me more than a lot. It was supposed to look a lot cooler than that, but it is what it is. Big Studio Ghibli thing, Blackbeard frame poster I've had since I was, 8 years old. Big Hero 6 art, a bunch of Avatar art. That's the part that hasn't changed. This was the first few things I put up in this room when I got it. My Hero poster, Big Thunder Mountain poster from Disneyland. A Sonic 3 poster I got when I went to see Transformers 1. Got that poster for free. That was pretty cool. Got a couple disc plates up the middle now of 2 of my favorite things ever. Star Wars, How to Train Your Dragon, you know. 2 things that have had a pretty massive impact on my life, media-wise. Overwatch poster, that's been here since day one. Endgame, Red Dead, Spirited Away, Fantasia, all kind of cool shit. Atlantis. Got some Halloween lights around the window that I just kind of like, so they're staying there. Cool mask, awesome monkey picture, of course. I got that before I even started making this room, and so I decided that was the first thing that was going to go in here. Got a guitar that I can't play. Got my axe down there. That's cool, hidden by a little J. Iron Man helmet, Chewbacca picture. A couple Dodger World Series flags hung up like banners. Got the TV. Bunch of little cryptid guys littered on the soundbar and Chewbacca on the end. And all the figures I've gotten over the years, whether I've bought them myself, people have given them to me as gifts, or I've even won them. The biggest thing I won is right there, though, that Iron Man helmet. That took me a lot of tickets and a lot of time on that zombie ticket machine when I was out in college. So that was something. Honestly, I think that's more valuable than my degree. So both Infinity Gauntlets, Mjolnir, PS4, and Stormbreaker there behind the banner. Just let them peek out a little bit more. A couple swords back there, a couple Star Wars posters up there, and then supplies I've got for what I think is going to be the big project of this room, which is going to go right there on that blank wall. And if you take a peek down here, I've got approximately 1,000 or so stickers. There's a bunch all over, but I've got quite a few. And what I'm going to do is I've already made a smallish one. I'll show it right here. I've already made this, but I'm going to put this on a way bigger piece of white cardboard. I'm going to cover the rest of that white cardboard with the rest of the stickers. Make a ginormous sticker mural and put it up on that wall right there. And I think it's going to look awesome. Maybe I'll try to do a video, call a bunch of my friends over, and just have us build that out one day. Also got Tarzan up there and a C. That did say Ace at one time. And by one time, I mean like 3 weeks ago. But then the letters fell down because I didn't use enough tape. So, oops. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is the room, and I'm going to film a lot of stuff here, I think. But today, I just kind of wanted to talk about how much has changed, because it is quite a lot. It's quite a lot. The other day when I was watching all those videos I made, I was watching on the big TV downstairs because I had the TV to myself for the night. And there's a mirror in my living room on the back wall that if you stand up in front of the couch and face the back wall, you can see yourself in the mirror, and you can see the TV in the mirror behind you. So as I was watching all those old videos I made, I stood up to get some water in the middle of the video. So when I came back to the couch, I looked in the mirror and I saw myself now next to however old I was, 17, 18, 19, some of those videos even 16 years old, and those faces side by side. And I'm still getting over being sick, so forgive me, bear with me for a minute on that side. But yeah, I looked in that mirror and I saw myself now, and I saw myself then. And you can do it yourself. I mean, look at this video for a few seconds and then go back and look at one of the old videos. First of all, I'm going to be saying some pretty unbelievable shit, right? 15-year-old me should not have been given access to a camera and the internet. Arguably 19-year-old me should not have been given access to a camera and the internet. But I don't look like the same person at all, at least to me, which is kind of crazy, you know, because for a while I thought I looked the same. Obviously the hair has been like a thing for me since I was, I don't know, 7, 8. I've had longer hair than everyone else, so that's still there, but the hair's different, right? The beard's different, my face is different. Obviously I've got these fucking things now that I got yesterday that don't help that much, but yeah. And it put me in this kind of weird cycle of like, I'm not that guy anymore. You know, that guy's not around. So it made me kind of want to jump back on here, and I don't know, I guess I just want to talk about that for a little bit. So let's get it cracking. These posters are not centered on the wall at all, and neither is the chair or the beanbags. No $7 tripod in the world is going to make it look like they are. I'll tell you what a $7 tripod will catch, though. The fact that I've had this shirt since middle school, and it still fits. What are we doing here? Great question. I asked that myself before I turned the camera on. Well, I'll tell you what I do know is that it's a little bit risky to be putting videos on this channel while I'm currently writing articles under the name Joe Yates, like in the real world. Why is that? Well, as you know, I say a lot of absurd shit on this channel when I was 15, 16, 17, 20, and 22 now. God, I'm old. But I'm not the only one. There's a couple people who I don't talk to anymore who also say absurd shit on this channel. But the unlist video button exists for a reason. And I have a feeling we're going to find that out in the next 60 to 365 days. Excuse me. Why does the room look so cool now? Well, 3 reasons. 1, people give me gifts. Like this plate, the little guys, and that's it, honestly. I bought a lot of this stuff myself. Reason 2, I got money. How? I had a job for a little bit, and then I graduated college. And people like to give you money when you graduate college, which honestly is the main reason I did it. And 3rd is because I'm really fucking good at getting arcade tickets, specifically in the amusement park or theme park that was in my college town. I owned that shit so hard that one of the workers, who I will put on record looks like a hobbit, would come into the room that I was playing games in and look around for maintenance issues as I was dominating this zombie arm game and getting 1,000 tickets every 5 minutes. What did they do to stop me? Nothing until I left. And then I came back 1 week and there were no more zombie tokens in the game. So they took away my primary source of income, meaning this room had only a ceiling on how cool it could get until I find a new arcade to exploit. So that's reasons 1, 2, and 3. And welcome to the new studio. I mean, I didn't even mention the chair. There's a chair in this room now. It used to be just these 2 fucking beanbags, but now is this thing. So I can sit like right in the middle of the room without having to stand up and almost like smack the ceiling every time I throw my arm up out of like high emotion, which I did a lot back then, it seemed like. But yeah, this room is honestly like, it's pretty important to me. It came in a time where my life was more turbulent than ever. You know, a lot of things changed. The reason this room was even available is because, you know, my parents split up, someone moved out, and I don't really think about it as that anymore. I think about it like this is like my space to make cool shit, right? To do cool shit in, and I don't use it enough. Unfortunately, I don't use it as much as I used to. So hopefully, this is like a good way that I can get back into doing that. Nostalgia's a bitch, you know. I said that in a bunch of the later videos that I made, and it kind of reminded me that I've felt like this for quite some time. And it only gets more intense the more it goes on. You know, with this room, especially, somehow, even. This room has been around for going on 4 years now, that it's been this. And there's even stuff about this that I'm nostalgic about, like the smell, for example. This room used to have a very certain smell, not a bad one. I think it was from the beanbags, actually, because it took them forever to ship, so they were in a box with a bunch of shipping stuff for so long that when you opened them up and rolled them out, that they had like a very certain smell about them. And I like that smell, but that smell's gone now. And it's not like I'm fucking eating in here or like working up a sweat in here to make it smell differently. It's just kind of faded over time, you know. And not only do I not really know what that smell was in the first place, but I don't even remember it anymore. Like, obviously, if it hit my nose, I would say, oh, it's that. But I don't think I'd be able to call it out like I used to. You know, I don't think I'd be able to, like, recreate it in my head. I don't know, it's strange. But, yeah. This room's great. All the books, all the comics I got when I was in college. A couple great comic shops in my college town. That was a great thing about that. Yeah, I guess that's crazy. I lived alone for 2 years, and I didn't film one video for this channel. Granted, my internet was horrific. It would have taken me 2 days to upload this video, and it's probably going to take me 2 hours to upload it today. So, there's that, but still, you know, I met a lot of cool new people. I did a lot of new stuff, but ultimately, I come right back here, and I feel like I'm the same guy. But then, this happens, and I know for sure that I'm not. And I know I'm rambling. I know I was going to. I've never been the best speaker, you know. I ramble, I forget things that I want to say, I add extra words that I don't need to. Whenever I'm in front of a group of people, I talk really fast. I exaggerate things without thinking about it. Generally, I'm not the best at talking. And I've never been that way. You know, I watch my old videos and I think I have those same habits now that I did then. And which makes that even weirder because I'm looking at the guy in the video, which is me, by all accounts. There's not two of me. But I look at that guy, and he's doing all the things I'm doing now. He does the things that I recognize in myself today, and I think, wow. A lot of me, to the core, has stayed the same. Like what I want, what I do, how I do it. But everything around the edges is different, right? I look way different. I do think I act way different when I, like, choose to do things. You know, maybe I don't want the same things, actually. Maybe I don't know what I want as much as that guy did. But, yeah, I'm not sure. It is a weird feeling for sure, though. I'll say that much. I lied. This one's a gift, too. Shouts out Eli. Love that one. If you go to the old videos on this channel and you see a guy sitting on concrete steps with hair like Mr. O'Hare from The Lorax, that's Eli. So go watch those videos and say shouts out Eli to that. I wasn't the one who made up that joke about Mr. O'Hare. That was a guy that I hate. No shouts out to him, actually. Still fuck that guy, even though I haven't talked to him in a long time. Anyway, what the fuck has changed since I've been doing this? Super Bowl winners. Chiefs, Eagles. So, nothing. Basketball. Anthony Davis is on the Mavericks? That team's gotta be crazy, right? Oh. That was like 2 weeks ago. What else? They're reviving Adventure Time, regular show, and Amazing World of Gumball in different ways. Time is a flat circle, I guess. Maybe it can revive fucking Big Mouth next. Big Mouth is still going. Season 8 of Big Mouth. We needed that? We needed 8? And a spinoff? I don't think so. It's for everyone. It does. there's no outrunning it, and I've known that forever. As much as I've resented it, I mean, a lot of the people watching this video were subjected to me as far back as high school, being upset that the idea of the future was even being brought up. You know, I resented it so much to the point where I didn't even want it, like, around me. You know, and I made a lot of mistakes because of that. You know, and at the time, did I know it was a mistake? Yeah, probably. But I did it anyway just because I needed it away. And that's where the core of that mistake lies, is that it was never going to go away, you know. And I guess I didn't know that back then. I thought, well, if I just make a decision on this now, or answer the question that people keep asking me now, I can push it all away for at least a few months. And I guess maybe it did work, you know. Summer of 2020, for as messed up as most of the world was during that time, I found it pretty comforting. I was very lucky that nothing happened to me or my family or my friends. Nothing horrible happened to anyone that I really cared about. But yeah, that summer was the last time I remember being, like, content, I guess. You know, it didn't have much to do from late March of 2020 to, like, honestly, even early 2021. Like, I know I had online school between the end of my senior year and my freshman year of college, so I was taking online classes, but it didn't seem real, you know? It didn't seem like it mattered very much. There's so much made about growing up. So much music, so many movies, so many books. There's so much made about what it feels like to go from like a boy to a man, you know? And none of it does it justice. They all try their best to describe what that feeling is like, whether it's, you know, like you come home from school and your parents threw out your Legos in that one song. Or Toy Story, right? You gotta throw away the past because it can make other people happier to enjoy their present, which is your past, you know? But none of it does it justice. None of it quite describes the weight that you feel once it really sets in. The world starts to feel heavier. You know, and it's not for any particular reason. It's for a combination of a whole bunch of things. It's not just expectations, but it's expectations you have of yourself to, like, make money or be doing something, being productive at any given moment outside of just, like, you know, whatever you want to do. You know, it's not enough anymore to just have, like, a happy day. You have to have a productive day. And that's every day, honestly. Until you've had, like, a solid base, that's what your life is now. And nothing quite encapsulates that. And I think that's part of what this feeling is, of, like, you lose yourself in this race of productivity and this race of progress that you try and put yourself into. But sometimes, this isn't for everybody, obviously, but sometimes you lose whatever goals you had along the way. You know, I remember what I wanted when I was 16. And I'll be completely honest with you, this degree, it says politics on it. You know why that is? Maybe some of you know this, and those who don't are probably going to think I'm pretty fucking stupid. But I made that president video on this channel where I said I was going to run for president in 2020. And after that, people showed it at school. Like, they showed it in my AP Psych class. Because my teacher thought it was funny, thankfully. But that was, like, a thing. That was, like, the first thing that I did that people, like, recognized, like, oh, you're that guy. I was like, huh, that's cool. And then because of that, well, not entirely because of that, but it was also almost election season to begin with. But because of that, I started getting interested in politics. And I was like, oh, maybe I should make my major this. And I applied to the college that I ended up going to as a politics major. Granted, I didn't apply to every college as a politics major. That was probably another mistake I made. With all the different applications I sent out for college, there was only like 2 of them that had the same proposed major, so another little misstep on the path. But if I didn't make that fucking video about wanting to be president, then my degree would not say politics on it. It would say something else entirely. And whether that's a good thing or bad thing, I guess we'll find out in the next few years, because I haven't used that thing yet. So at the moment, not looking like a great omen. Dude, people be lying their asses off about college. Everyone talks about how it's a crazy transformative experience and you're gonna go crazy. You're gonna struggle. Life's gonna be hard. As long as you know how much groceries cost and don't buy dumb shit, you're not gonna be in that much trouble. I didn't even have that much money in college, and I was fine. I lived in a hotel room. And the whole, college workload, it's so much more than high school. I wasn't a STEM major, so all I had to do was bullshit essays and, discussion posts for 4 years, and I got a fucking degree out of it. A degree that I don't use now, and I don't even put it up. I don't even display it in here. It's just on that bookshelf over there next to the fucking baseball prospectus and the Dune novels. And I read the other two much more than I read my fucking diploma, I'll tell you that. I don't even know what my high school diploma is. I remember in high school, there was this one time where in advisory class, they brought in these people to talk about how great college was and how amazing we're going to love it, right? And then when I actually go to college, they bring people into college to tell you about how great life after college is, or about how great grad school is, or about how great having a job is. Is there ever a time in your life where people aren't advertising the next phase of your life to you? I feel like when you're 40 and 50, you still get commercials about, how great's retirement gonna be? How about you go to this retirement home? How about you buy an RV and sit in a trailer park with a bunch of other fucking 70-year-olds? And then when you're 70, people come to your door and be like, have you thought about where you and your loved ones are gonna be buried, because you're gonna die soon? Is that what life is? You're born and then everyone's constantly telling you how good your life is gonna be in 5 to 10 years? And then it just never really happens that way? That's kind of what it feels like, I'm not gonna lie. I really am gonna try and be more consistent with uploading on this channel, or whether it's here, Tarzan's Treehouse. I wanna make stuff. I do. I think that'll help, kickstart that fire in me again of, that creativity, you know? It'll help me be productive also. It'll be like a hobby, like a third space. You guys ever heard of that theory? People with 3 spaces in their lives are much happier than people with only 2. You know, most people have home and either work or school. Those are their 2 places. So if you get that hobby, if you get that third place, even an outlet, you know, that people are measurably happier when they have that. And I wanna have that, you know. I wanna get back into this because I don't remember why I made this channel, but I remember that I liked doing it in certain times. So I wanna do it again. I don't care if I make money doing it. I'm hopefully gonna start making real money with this other job I just started. So yeah, I want to do this. I want to do the podcast. I want to really, really try at this again. Hopefully it's more consistent than I've been over the past 3 years, which is 0. So I guess I'm already one step better than that. Hoorah. But yeah, what this is today, honestly, another one of those where I'm just going to fucking talk. You know, I'm just going to say what I want to say. To what I haven't said to people, honestly, not in these clear of terms anyway. Whether it's because I can't, or I never had the exact opportunity, because this isn't shit you just kind of bring up out of nowhere, you know, despite how I'm sure I've tried. You know, this takes a little bit of leaning into. And yeah, a lot of the people in those old story times I don't talk to anymore. And it's no one's fault. You know, a lot of the people who used to watch this channel, I don't talk to that much anymore. And don't get me wrong, we're still friendly, you know. If we did talk again, it would be fine. But that's not the case for everybody, you know. There was a story time I told, I don't know, I mentioned someone as my best friend. I didn't say the name, but I mentioned someone under the context of them being my best friend. And that person I don't talk anymore. And, you know, it's fine. It's not like we had a crazy falling out or we got super mad at each other or anything like that. Nothing happened except for just life happened, you know? Living in different places, being in different situations, you know? It happens. And there's nothing either of us could have done to stop it. Well, I guess we could have reached out, tried to stay in touch a little bit more than we did. But here we are. Wow, it's fucking noticeable. Yeah, you know, last year, dude had the biggest day of his life, and I wasn't there. Not on any fault of my own. I wasn't invited, I guess. Which, again, I'm not salty about this anymore. It's fine. It happens. It's rough to think about, yeah, but it happens, you know. life pulls people apart. Life makes people grow apart. And on a certain level, that's alright, you know? A lot of the people who watch this channel, the main people who've been on Tarzan's Treehouse, or who watch this channel, comment on it, have been on this channel, who I've talked about on this channel, they're still my boys, like, daily. And I couldn't be more thankful for that. So, you know who you are, obviously. I couldn't be more thankful for that, but yeah, life pulls people apart. And it's no one's fault. Because at a certain level, you just have to accept it. But you don't have to be okay with it. Hear me out for a second. There are things in life that you have to accept. And one of them is, yeah, people grow apart. But even though you have to accept it, and by accept it I mean not actively revolt against it, or pull someone back who doesn't want to be around you, or pull someone back who's in another phase of their life, you're allowed to be upset about it. You don't have to bitch and whine to everyone you know, but you don't have to be okay with it. It can upset you, as long as you don't let that boil and ruin your life. I struggle with this for a long time. Not a long time, a year, maybe more now. About, I was upset about things that happened in the past, and that they're not happening anymore. And when I would say this, everyone's answer is always, well, that's how time works. That's how growing up works. You have to be okay with it. No, you don't. Hot take. No, you don't. You have to accept it, yeah. You don't have to feel content with that. You're allowed to miss things. You're allowed to feel about the past. You're allowed to wish that you were who you used to be. You're allowed to wish that your life was what it used to be. You're allowed to wish that what the people around you are today, you're allowed to wish that they're more like what they were 5 years ago. And that's fine. As long as you don't try and force them to be someone they don't want to be right now. It's okay to feel that way. And I do. Still. That's what some of this is. About myself, about other people, about a lot of parts of my life. I wish I had it back. People say, like some fucking philosophy quote I saw on TikTok. It said that everyone you meet takes a little bit out of you. Not literally, obviously. People aren't biting you all the time. I'm not, certainly. But people take your influence, and people become a little bit more like you, and you become a little bit more like them. That's a piece of your life, a piece of yourself that you give to everyone that you're close with. And when that person leaves your life, what happens? You feel like you've given too much away, right? You feel like you're different than you were when you met them, and you think now, well, what if I did meet them again? Would it even work? No. And I'm not talking romance. I'm not some soppy little bitch boy crying out here about how you need to get your grind up, wake up at 5 a.m. and look at 15 screens of crypto while you're pissing your pants because you can't afford to stop looking at the stock market for 30 seconds. I'm not like that, and I never will be. But life sucks sometimes because it changes, and you've got to accept it, yeah, but you don't have to be okay with it. You're allowed to miss things. You're allowed to want things back. You're allowed to hunt for that. Not through anyone else, but through what you do. I've been chasing that summer feeling for 3 years now. The whole time I've been gone from this channel, I've been thinking, how do I get that back? And you don't. You can try, and believe me, I have. And I thought last summer was that solution. It wasn't. Things feel different, and they're going to feel different. It sucks. Sometimes it feels good different. Sometimes it feels better, but it's not what you want. And I'm not saying last summer was bad by any means. I had a great year. But things are different, In the old videos, my dog would bark, and I'd have to pause the video, interrupt it. It would ruin my whole flow sometimes. Now I don't have that problem. Do I wish I do? Do I wish I did have that problem? Yes, I do. Because other things come with that problem that are good that I miss now. Whew! Fuck. End of the day. Time to recapture that feeling. Regret is an easy word to use when you talk about the past. I regret things that I did, things that I didn't do, things that led me to here. But at the end of the day, I am here. And I don't want to have that anymore. Or you're always going to have it. I want to have it as little as possible. So I don't know exactly what this whole thing was supposed to be. But I want to make stuff on this channel more. use up all the storage my phone has at any given moment. I want to be productive in my own way. I want to do something I like, because a lot of the time in the future, you don't get that. When you grow up, you don't get to do stuff that you like, or at least you can't do it early, so might as well try. Even if it's for nothing, even if it's once a week, once a month, once whenever, I want to do something. So that's what this is. I want to do something here. This is the first step of that. So yeah, we'll see where this leads, but for now, thank you guys for watching, I guess, and see you soon, hopefully.
These are my good habits. These are my bad habits. But I'm gonna stop feeling fine.
Birthday party tier list. Birthday party location tier list. Let's start. Chuck E. Cheese, A tier. Okay, not quite S. It's still really cool. You get food, you get tokens, you get to play games. Sometimes there's a little tube play structure, ball pit that will give you some kind of pneumonia or tetanus, maybe both. A tier. There are cooler arcades out there, places like Boomers and Scandia, places that have not only the games, they've got go-karts, laser tag, mini golf, boat rides with a water gun. So much better. That's obviously S tier. Pizza party. Don't take me to Domino's for your birthday party. I'm not going to like you anymore, okay? I probably won't even go, honestly. Domino's is good, but I'm not going to Domino's for a birthday party. Now, if it's like a local pizza place that has a couple arcade games in there, a salad bar, all-you-can-eat pizza, now we're talking like that's still not even that great. That's like a C. That's like a C tier, maybe B tier. Sleepover, also B tier. You would think it's higher, right? A peak sleepover is A tier. A sleepover needs other things, though, right? If you just go to someone's house and, like, they have an Xbox, that's pretty cool, but that's not that fun, right? And especially if it's that many people. A sleepover stops being fun when it's, like, 5 or more people, in my opinion. Yeah, sleeping over with your boy or a couple of your friends is cool because you can sleep on, like, an air mattress or something in the loft like I did with a friend who was on this channel at one point. But when it's like 5 or 6 people, at that point you're just like, okay, well someone's going to get tired. And then all the stuff we plan to do together we can't do because one of them's fucking sleepy in the hallway. Or on the toilet, shout out, reference. Pool party. Also B tier. I swam for a long time, so I thought swimming was less fun than most people. Unless people asked me to race, and then I beat them, which happened pretty often, I'll be honest. So that, maybe B+. But it's like, there's a cap on it. It's a pool. We know what it is. We know what it's bringing to the party. But, see how I just mentioned 3 B tier things in a row? Well, let's say it's a pizza party at your friend's house who has a pool, and it's a sleepover. That's roughly 4 B tier things. I think that puts it in S tier, because you're getting some pizza, you're getting some pool, your friend probably has like an Xbox or a dog or something to keep you entertained, or at least like an action figure or 2. And then you're sleeping over. That means you probably get cookies, because most parents during sleepovers make some kind of cookie or dessert. And then you wake up in the morning and have breakfast with your boys, which probably means chocolate milk. Hey now! I think that's like super arcade level in my opinion. Sleeper. Final 2 picks, okay? Bounce House Park. Not Trampoline Park, Bounce House Park. Trampoline Park, fuck that, B I guess. A, you can bounce, it's fun, dodgeball, dunking. Bounce House Park, however, is different. It was Bounce House Park in the town I live in. It's closed down now. You'll understand why in a second. But what it was is they bought a warehouse, sectioned it off into a lobby, a safety video watching room, a party hall where there was like party rooms for pizza and cake after the party, and then 2 ginormous fucking rooms filled with bouncy houses, bouncy castles, inflatable obstacle courses, coliseums, and boxing rings. You heard me right. There was one where it was a big inflatable boxing ring, and they gave kids massive fucking boxing gloves and fake headgear and said, go at it. I'm dead serious. There was another one. It was the biggest one they ever had. Humongous circular, like, pit arena with a big rubber thing in the middle that you would bounce off if you ran into. And they gave kids these, like, 2-sided, like, staff hammers. It was like a long rubber staff with 2 ginormous fucking like marshmallow shaped hammers on the end. And they were just like, kids are gonna be kids, they're gonna fight. Might as well sanction it with weapons, right? Obviously. Those were always S tier. It's a shame that they don't exist very much anymore. At least the one by me closed down because, one, those things are really hard to clean. So if a kid spits on the ground or drools or something, and then another kid slides on it, they're going to get like a fucking skin infection or a rash. And also the thing where they would let them knock each other in the head with big rubber hammers. That probably didn't help very much either. So that's A tier. And now you're asking, well, what's a bad birthday party? What's like what do you do at a birthday party that's not fun? Or what's a D tier? What's an F tier? Your fucking house with no Xbox, for one. If I'm just at your house eating cupcakes, I'm sorry, I don't want to be there. Or if you have your birthday party at school, who do you think you are? Like, oh, this is my birthday party, all 29 of you were invited. Well, yeah, we have to fucking be here anyway. What are you doing? Well, I brought in those little frosted cookies. Okay, that's good. I can get those for $6, and most 7-year-olds have $6. Well, what if I ask the teacher to watch a movie? She's gonna say no. And we're just gonna be fucking sitting here with your cookies, trying to do our math test at the same time. This happened to me twice, not just once. This is one time I would put it off as an outside thing, an outlier. It doesn't count. But the same person in my elementary school did this 2 different fucking times. Twice. You're not poor. I've been to your house. What were you thinking? You can't have a real birthday party? Or maybe they did have one and I just wasn't invited, which in that case, fair enough. But still, what the fuck? Don't rub it in our face. Also, don't invite me to your birthday party if your birthday party is just you playing Super Mario Galaxy by yourself and no one else gets to play. That also happened to me in elementary school. Fuck you, buddy. I remember that. Peace out. See you next time.